Is Hinduism mythology or a religion? Mythology basically denotes the beliefs of a people communicated through stories, symbols and rituals. In the 10th century, a worldview based on one god, monotheism, was religion, while based on many gods, polytheism, was mythology. Today, all the worldviews with one god or many gods or no gods are mythologies. Hinduism accommodates many beliefs: no god, many gods, one god, goddesses, and a combination of these. This becomes a source of confusion for most people in the West, for whom religion is the belief in one God, one book, and one way of life. In other words, the West tends to use Christianity and Judaism as global benchmarks of religion. The love of the West for Buddhism stems from the fact that it can be traced to one single founder, Gautama Buddha. Those who are uncomfortable with mythology are essentially the people who believe in one truth, the truth. They can be classified into two groups: those who follow monotheistic religions such as Judaism, Christianity and Islam, and those who believe that humans are rational and function according to the scientific principles. For this second group of people, truth is objective, measurable and factual, not subjective, faith-based and beyond the scope of measurement. Until the scientific revolution in the 16th century, Europe was controlled by the Christian Church, which assumed it alone knew the truth. The persecuted Jews and the Muslims who also claimed to know the truth, when in fact all Christians, like Jewish and Muslim people, believed in the God of Abraham and simply disagreed on the God's messenger, Moses or Jesus or Muhammad, and his message, Torah, Gospel or the Quran Sharif. Naturally, they saw the Hindus when they encountered them as pagans who had yet to discover the God of Abraham. Since the advent of the scientific religion, faith in God itself is seen as a mythology, as God is not a measurable or verifiable concept. This has peaked since the Second World War, when the God of Abraham was seen failing humanity. Hence, increasingly the young educated people are renouncing religion and embracing science, rationality and atheism. This is making the religious folk very insecure. Monotheists who rejected Hinduism as a mythology are discovering that they themselves are in myth, for God is not a measurable scientific concept. So they reject scientific ideas like evolution, a series of biochemical events resulted in life, and insist on religious ideas of creation, like God created the world. America has become a battleground between Christians and these rational atheists. Europe remains avowedly rest religious, but is confused on how to deal with Muslims who want their opportunities in the West created by science, but cling to their version of God and value that message over that of a democratic state. Thus, in America and Europe, religion and secular nation states are at war. There is internal fighting with the church and external fighting with the Muslims. The right is seen as pro-Christian and anti-rationality and anti-Muslim. The left claims to be rational, but in its hatred for Christian, Jewish lobby often sides with the Muslims, claiming its concern is humanitarian and ignoring the Islamic radicalization. What is common is that every side believes They have exclusive access to the truth. Hence, the obsession with debates and virulent agreements to get their views across. Few notice that the rules of material science cannot be applied to the social sciences because it involves factoring human imagination that defies measurement. Hinduism has always valued imagination. Those who wish to turn it into a religion try to force Hinduism into an Abrahamic template of one God, one messenger, one book, and one way of life. They ended up simply creating yet another version of Hinduism. Hinduism has always made room for multiple truths and sees truths quantitatively, both limited and limitless, not qualitatively, truth or false. In effect, there is your truth and my truth, and only God knows the universal truth. Your truth and my truth may be based on monotheism, polytheism or atheism, but both are limited to the scope of expand. Only God knows the truth, which is infinite, universal and limitless. But who is God? Who knows? Since the human mind is finite while God is infinite, reason or measurement cannot be used to discover God. Hinduism then, depending on perspective, can be termed as mythology or a religion or both or even neither. Like all faiths and ideologies, it is a way of looking at the world, a worldview. Thank you for listening to us. We hope our article has been meaningful to you. Please be subscribed for more notable information.